Hello, my name is Rihab and I'm here to talk about my experience with English for Africa. So, a little backstory: when I got my master's degree back in 2022, I rushed into working at a call center because it was the only available option that didn't require experience. But what I didn't realize back then is that I would find it hard to make the switch between being an agent at a call center to an English teacher at a school. So when I quit my job and I started applying to English teacher positions, I realized that I didn't have the experience and I also did not have what it takes to be an English teacher. Because my only conception of teaching was based on my observations of my previous teachers throughout my academic years, which was not accurate enough to help me embark in my English teaching journey. So, what I did was I started looking for centers that provide some kind of trainings for beginner teachers, and that's when I came across the CELTA course at English for Africa. So when I browsed English for Africa, I was reluctant at first because the name of the center was vast. English for Africa, that covers the whole continent, so I didn't think that it was legit. But when I went through LinkedIn and I came across people who graduated from English for Africa, I decided to take the leap of faith and just apply. And it was honestly the best thing I've done. When I met up with Jane for the initial interview, she was kind enough to talk me through the whole course and what is expected of me, and if I was ready to actually take this course and to avoid wasting money. And she was also nice enough to reassure me that I didn't have anything to worry about, that if I was willing to work hard enough, I would make it. And also, something I really liked was that they sent me an email with a bunch of books about teaching and also about grammar, which was really helpful because for someone who self taught themselves English, I didn't really know how to teach the rules and the structures to students. I didn't know what language analysis was. I didn't know that I should be anticipating problems when I'm teaching a grammar lesson, etc. And when I met up with my trainers, I did take the fully online part-time CELTA course from May to August because I wanted to take my time with everything. I didn't want to rush into it. I met up with my trainers, Muhammad Omi and Muhammad Semk, who were honestly the best trainers one could ask for. They were very attentive, very kind, very helpful. They provided fruitful guidance. They helped us plenty, and they also gave us the floor to express ourselves, to talk, to evaluate ourselves, which was very, very nice because, you know, we don't usually evaluate ourselves, but they give us the room to talk about how we felt. And honestly, they made it clear that we were there to learn, and that's what I liked because when I learned that I had to teach 8 lessons, what we call teaching practices, I was very worried and anxious because, as I said, I had no previous experience and I didn't know I had what it takes. But honestly, they provided us with TP points, which covered basically everything that was expected of us. When we would deliver the TPs, they would give us praise on the things that we did well, and they would tell us kind of like highlights the action points that we had to work on. And what I liked about them is that they provided constructive criticism, but also because sometimes I would feel defeated when they would give me constructive criticism because I would think to myself that I did meet everything that was expected of me, but they were always very attentive to details. They always had something to point out, which honestly pushed me to work harder and be better. And I couldn't be more thankful because they saw my potential and they pushed me hard enough and worked me hard enough to achieve it and finally be confident enough to call myself a teacher and feel like a teacher and be able to teach lessons. So I'm very thankful for that. And also another thing, because we only had classes on the weekend, they were always available throughout the week. Whenever I had a question, when I would be going through the units in the Moodle, when I would be working on an assignment or doing my own research or planning the lesson, they would always be there. They would always answer my messages on Slack, and that made the course much more enjoyable and easier, to be honest. And honestly, I'm very thankful because now I feel like a teacher. Now I can plan lessons properly. Now I can analyze language properly. Now I know how to build rapports with students. Now I know how to talk to my students, how to clarify MFP, and make it student-centered, not bore my students. Honestly, this was the best thing I've done for myself. And if you find yourself in a similar position, if you want to become a teacher and you feel lost or you feel hesitant, you don't think you have what it takes, or if you have been working in a different career path and you want to switch it up to teaching, then I highly recommend English for Africa, because the trainers are really, really one of a kind and they would help you greatly. So I think that was all, and yeah, that was my experience with English for Africa. Bye bye.